Greetings, fellow Gorans, and welcome to SOM Weekly for the 22nd of August 2014. Say hello, George.
Hello.
Yeah, we're back, and now there is 41 days, 12 hours, and 57 minutes till Shadow of Mordor is released, and we've got quite a lot of news to go through this week, haven't we, George?
We've got quite a bit. There's an 18-minute IGN playthrough. There's also a video article, PlayStation, YouTube channel, PlayStation. I can't remember what it's called. What else is there? There's some season pass info we've got as well. Is there anything else, Connor?
No. Well, what we're going to go through is George, so the new gameplay on IGN with it, along with an interview for Michael Deplatier. Then there's a PlayStation Access interview with Bob from Monolith, and then we talk a bit about the new season pass that's been announced. Then we go into the questions, and then we finish off for this episode for this week. So we've got a lot to get through, so I think we should get straight into it, shall we, George?
Yes, we shall.
Right. So at the beginning of the new gameplay that is just be starting on your screens now, we see the intro to the game. That is the intro that we see in.
Yeah. You kind of see it because it's a bit weird. You don't hear much of a sound or anything. So.
No, but you see the subtitles.
Yeah, it gives you a view of what everything is pretty much.
Yep. So we just had to sort out some technical difficulties there. So do you want to continue with what you were saying, George?
Yes, so pretty much it shows you, because I've actually seen quite a bit of it. I think I've watched the first 10 minutes, but then I have to go somewhere. But the intro pretty much just tells you what the backstory of the game is. That's what he says in the video, anyway.
Yeah, he said that's what he said, and it's done with Lady Galadriel's voice, which is like the first Lord of the Rings film, so it's kind of sticking true to its roots from that point. And yeah, it seemed pretty fluent. Well, you couldn't exactly really see it because you could only hear it slightly over because the interview is over it. So yeah, you'll be able to see it and put your own judgment on it. The next, we see the Sea of Nirn zone, and we see a bit of scenery, and it looks pretty good. And we see the lushness of Mordor near the sea.
He also said there's like 4 different zones, didn't he? He's like, there's different zones.
He didn't. He said there's different zones. He didn't say the number of them though.
He said it's not like it's not you walk. Like you have to go through different zones. Or flash shower kind of style, is it? That's what I kind of gathered from it. It's not like there's like 4 different zones, and you can't just like each zone has like its own little map kind of style. That's how it looked in the gameplay.
Yeah, each zone has its map, and there's a bit more info on the zones later on.
So I think that's how they do their loading screens. Like there's no loading screens in that zone, but if you go through zone by zone, it saves kind of like a lot of the CPU trying to render a shit ton of things.
Yeah, a bit like Elder Scrolls Online, but less loading screens when you go into places. But what I'm saying is that in the zone that we did see, the scenery looked good and it looked lush. What do you think of the scenery, George, so far? What we saw in the video?
I tell you, the game does look really good. It's wait, let me just videos load. When you first they like to show how it is. I don't like how it tells you where the war chiefs are though. I'd rather, because it's on the map at the bottom left corner, it tells you where the war chiefs are. I'd like to come across them and you have to find them.
Yeah, same. Well, it's the kind of thing with games in this genre.
I know I know you have to figure out who he is first, before you actually know where he is. Obviously, yeah. Like it shows you in a few minutes on the video.
I've got it on the news. I've got it all on the news. I've got it all in chronological order. Yeah. So what was you saying? Okay, yeah. So the next part is that we see the army screen, which is just what George introduced to, and when it zooms in on an enemy, it gives a motive, a power rating, and a tip of how to defeat them. It gives us a bit of information, which What do you think about giving information to enemies, George?
Most games do it anyway, like and I think you have to figure out anyway. Like they don't you don't get given them. Like I'm sure you got like torture and like interrogate other orcs and stuff to find information. That's how you find out the blacked out people as you see on the screen now. That's how you find out. So I'm presuming when you talk to a character to make it immersive, the orc will give you tips as well. It's like, oh, it is blah blah blah. He's scared of thing. It's not like it gives you straight away, if you know what I mean.
No, it's not telling you how. It's just it's giving you a tip.
At least it's not like it doesn't give you an example. You just like gives you a tip out of nowhere. It's like I think the orc will tell you how.
Yeah.
What it is, because that's how he explains it. Like you find out who these other people are by tips through other people you're interrogating and stuff.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the power rating? Can you see on the video where it is? This is like power rating.
Power, 11. I've got one out. I'm on Honk the Raven right now.
Yeah.
I'm just clicking through the video, so I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't seen it before.
For power rating, so it just gives you, it's just like a level rating how hard it's going to be, really,
yeah,
innit?
Yeah. And yeah, we get a little bit more info on it, where we get to see their roles, not if they're a war chief or not, and see how you can tell if they're a bodyguard or not. And like George was saying, the shadowed people we've not met them yet or gained any info yet, and that's something that you get throughout playing the game, as George was saying before.
And these war chiefs, you won't play against these war chiefs, it's very unlikely. They say it's all totally randomated, but war chiefs are different each time you play the game.
Yeah, we've covered that before, like every playthrough is different names.
You won't play like Butch regards different names and different things, so...
Yeah, and no one will be playing Ratbag, which is a shame. And so yeah, so like what do you think, George, about this, like not knowing everyone's strengths and weaknesses, and you kind of have to find it as you go along?
I find that quite good, because that gives you like a motive. Do you want to go all guns blazing straight away? Do you want to go straight through the water without trying to find out his weaknesses of his bodyguards and then weaken him first, or do you want to like do it slowly, like work out who's who, what their weaknesses are, so you can like weaken them and go all the way too easier for you, kind of style. It's making you different options of playing, because you can by the map, if you know who war chiefs are, which I don't know if you got given them war chiefs straight away or you have to figure out who they are. Right, what did I say? Shit, I lost where I was about to go with that. I just thought I'd get shit. I've lost it. I can't believe what I was about to say. That is I was half mid sentence. How do I forget what I was going to say mid sentence?
Do you want me to say what I was?
Well, yeah, go for it.
I like it because it adds more to the adds more to like the playability. Adds more game time, so to speak. Like if he just told you these are the enemies, these are the bodyguards, and so on, there's nothing for you to find out. You're just going like it's just set up for the ending then. Whereas like you are setting it up to find information on all the people, all the different orcs. So then you can move on in the game like that way. I think it's a good method.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's like, I just like the fact that I like the idea that you can figure out how to weaken the war chiefs by taking out his other people first and stuff like that. Or you can go all guns blazing when you're like, shit, who we got? Fuck this guy, he's quite good. Or you can do it other way where you already know what you're going to come and deal with.
Yeah, the Nemesis system does look unique and innovative. Okay. Yeah, so Michael de Platier. Oh, what was you saying?
I was about to say, there's one thing I've noticed that you like we said in that video about we think Kalimba Ball will play him like once off. We kind of misinterpreted what it was. You fight. It looks like through this gameplay video, you fight with him quite a bit.
In the Wraith mode.
When you Wraith mode, you are him.
Yeah.
And we didn't really cover that really before, have we? We just thought you like who you are just turned a bit wraithy. But we kind of figure out that he is Kalimba, and also that he does fight along with you a bit more. Because in like interview we saw in the interview video, it shows you fighting with Kalimba quite a bit. If you noticed that or not.
Yeah, I think when we said before, we meant in the Wraith world. you know when was going on before? Whereas like I don't think when we were saying it before, like in previous episodes, I think we didn't mean in the real world because we could see it like a wraith going on. So like yeah.
We also see that you fight with Kilimbor quite a bit in the interview video. That'll be later on when we talk through the interview. But
yeah,
that does
so
continue. You fight him quite a bit.
yeah. So right, a bit of news and the first bit of news that Deplay revealed in this interview over gameplay is that there's a different orc hierarchy for each zone. So where you see the 5 war chiefs, and then loads of different people under him is like under the hierarchy. There's one of them kind of hierarchies each zone. For example, the Sea and Urn, and then Forager and so on like that. But which, to be honest, is good for me because one of my secret worries was that there was not going to be enough enemies. It was just going to be them 5 war chiefs for the whole game, and it's not, which is refreshing.
Could it be like, you know how Infamous Second Sons works? There's like different zones you can control in the map. Do you reckon it could be like that in this though? You can control one part of Mordor. Like you've got control. Like you go in there, you control most of it. But the second one, they know that you've got that, and it's harder for you. Or the more support you've got, it goes towards the end of the game.
I suppose so. I doubt it's not going to be like you control one zone. Say you've got all the war chiefs in one zone. It's all yours, and then you move on to the next zone. Then I doubt it's going to be like, oh, who's this guy? We've never heard of him before. They're obviously going to know who he is. They're also going to hear about him, and then plus with the way the game works with the enemy's AI, if you go back to that zone after, say, if you've done the Sea and Urn area, you've like completely done it, and then you go back to it after another 40 hours or whatever, then you could be changed a bit by like other orc enemies coming in, which is interesting because you're not completed in the true sense of the word. You always have to keep an eye on it. Yeah. So the next part is that what George was just touching up on earlier is that when you go onto the army screen, you do see where the war chiefs are on the map. And do you want to give your full view on this?
I can't depend if you can like tells you straight away that these war chiefs are like your enemy straight away as soon as you get in the game. I don't think that'd be a good thing. But if you have to figure out who what I want, I'll be straight away like, okay, these are where war chiefs. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, I don't like it. To be honest, I'd like it. I understand if they go like, oh, this guy has got an army. He's got an army call later on or something like that. Tonight he's rallying his forces around this area. Like, I don't mind giving you a general area, but I don't know.
I think it is kind of general. I don't think they pinpoint where he is. I think it's like
it showed like a skull mark on top of the. It's kind of showing where he is, which nah. But saying that though, if he told you it's nowhere, he's in this zone, go look. It's just going to be mulling around looking for him, and it's just going to be if it's due. So they've got to give you some idea.
But I'd prefer if you have to find out where he is through information. You have to. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe they skipped to quite a part of it because obviously the guy's played good because he knows from what them is. Maybe he's found out where the war chiefs are. He didn't really mention any of that. So
it could be, but I don't think it is because when he was flashing across all the different enemies, it showed you if you pause on each one, it shows you on the map where each one is. So I'm not sure if it is. It could be, but I don't know. So let me find the next point. Yeah, the Wraith powers. The Wraith powers on when you use it on an orc, it's been confirmed that they can be used when the orc has been weakened to a certain level. Because there's been some concern before that you could just go in and just do it straight away, and it's just confirmation that it can't, which is not exactly breaking news. If we had a strong inkling.
Yeah, okay, you have to weaken them. It's like I know I haven't played much Pokemon, but that's how it's worked. You have to weaken the Pokemon before you can capture him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like that. We're not going to make it easy as you hand on his face.
Exactly. And plus, in all the gameplay that we've seen where he's been fighting with the orcs that he's been controlling first. So we see them weakened. So, yep. The next bit of news is that we see humans fighting Talion. We've had a few questions in previous times. Is Sauron followers going to be human followers going to be in the game? And we see confirmation that they are in the game. As there's a group of them around them. It's just a small group, and they don't seem that hard to kill. And they're quickly removed, but it's just a nice bit of confirmation that they're in there.
Yeah.
The next bit is that a lot of people, we both know, Judge, we've had a lot of questions. How can we ride wargs? Can we ride wargs this way? And so on and so forth. And we finally got confirmation how it's done. It is a Wraith mode ability that what you spend your attribute points into. It's like once you've got a certain level, you spend an attribute point in dominating beasts, so that you are able to ride them into battle and control them. So does this look like something you'll spend a point into quickly, George, or later on?
I don't know, because I like trying to speed things up, but it doesn't look like Talion's Kalimba is actually a slow person. And one of his, what we've seen it multiple times, like Kalimba, one of his wave abilities is that he can run really fast. Have you seen it? Like one of the orcs is running away because they're scared of for whatever. And then he just absolutely changes into wave mode and goes to that winning thing and actually flipping runs after him and catches with him in no time. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for me it's not going to be for speed reasons. For me it's going to be to stop them killing me. Because we saw it chew that orc, but they look like nasty bastards. They don't look like nice people. I'd rather have them on my side.
Good point. I understand that. Yeah. I like how it's more of a thing. So you do control, like, I don't really understand. Do you control wraiths by like how you control the goblins? Like you put your wraith ability on them, and then you control their mind, kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of on your team.
Like Avatar style, like where you like connect with it, like your mind, and then what you think it will do, kind of style.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, we see a bit more info on the story with Gollum. As Michael de Platier says, the relationship with Gollum, Talion, and Celebrimbor is similar to Gollum's relationship with Sam and Frodo. So he says that like Celebrimbor is like Frodo in the relationship, trying to draw away from the Wraith world. As we know, he's kind of a. If you've read the Silmarillion, we kind of know he is a good guy, drawn into bad things by Sauron, and he's trying to get away from the Wraith abilities. And Frodo is kind of treating him as the master. And apparently Talion is like Sam, wishing it never happened to him, and just trying to stay away from the whole situation. So yeah, a bit more info on Gollum, and yeah, some people will be happy to get more info on him because he's a well-loved character. Right, my personal favourite part of the gameplay is when he uses the orc as a betrayal to betray one of the war chiefs by stabbing him in the back, and it's got that whole riot fight scene after it. So first go into it. What did you think of did you see the betrayal?
I actually didn't, because I had to go. I was watching I was like 10 minutes in, and then I had to go somewhere, so I missed that part. But yeah, so I didn't. My bad.
Well, anyway, what it was is that this orc was low down, really like low down in the hierarchy, and then he goes to him, stab this war chief in the back while he's giving a speech. So he goes to the event, and we see the orc stab him in the back. So he now becomes the new war chief, and then there's like an army of Talion. We'll call him Talion in tale of Talion and Celebrimbor. Talion's just shorter. And so we see Talion in his kind of army. Fighting all these orcs and all these bodyguards, and he takes a few under his control, and we see some pretty good kills. And we actually see followers doing some real damage, like actually killing things. Because we played our fair share of games, George, where the followers seem a bit cosmetic, where it seems to be you doing all the work, and the followers kind of just seem to be there.
I don't. Can you say that again, please? I just you like cut out a little bit. Say that again, please.
Alright. I said we've played our fair share of games where the followers are kind of cosmetic, where they're not actually killing things. In this time, they actually are doing stuff. They actually are doing some damage to the enemy. It's not just you.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So you mean with goblins you control before weren't doing anything, but now it seems like they are doing stuff.
No, I mean, like, do you know in general games that we played in the past?
Oh, yeah, like, where you man, but where all the guys don't seem to do jack shit, and you kill everyone. Yeah, you mean that?
Yeah.
But in this one, it's not like that.
In this one, it seems to be that the followers are doing as much damage as you, to speak. We actually see some pretty good kills from a warg chewing up a bodyguard, and then we see another one where one of your guys kind of like hits an explosive and sets off this massive explosion and kills another one of the. It kills quite a few of their enemies. Actually, seems to kill more than what you actually killed. So, what do you think, George, of going with this kind of like aspect of the followers actually do stuff? It seems to be good.
I prefer it's more realistic. It's like, but I hate games where followers do jack shit because it just ruins it. Because like sometimes you actually do need help, and if they're not helping you, like for fuck's sake, do your job. Like Call of Duty, for example, was they pretended to shoot, they shot, but they never did jack shit. You had to kill everyone, and
it's like Mafia 2. It's like, well, to be honest, I think in Grand Theft Auto as well, they seem to be really doing barely anything, and it seems to be you killing everyone. But what annoyed me was their barefaced audacity once you finished, and then they go, "Oh, we did it," and then you're like, "What? We? Don't you mean me? I did it, everything." That's what it kind of seems to be. Yeah, so it's a good refreshing. Apparently, you probably share some light on this, but Angry Joe said that in The Last of Us that the followers kicked ass.
Yeah, Ellie did pretty decent about in The Last of Us, so yeah. But there's like you said, that was your favourite Betrayal, wasn't it?
The Betrayal was my favourite part of the gameplay.
From what I saw, it was the combat. It looked so good. The combat looked incredible. How it is, how smooth badass it is. I can't wait to use the combat in this game, and that's my favourite.
The combat looks impressive. Next up in the gameplay, we actually see you gain ability points when you collect a rune. So it seems to be another way of collecting these ability points that we've heard about. So like when he killed a bodyguard or a war chief, they dropped a rune, and they play this little animation of Columbibor grabbing the rune. And we see him, he said in the top right, ability point gained. So it seems that there's more than one way of collecting ability points. It actually seems to be when you kill people dependently and when you've completed a mission. So it seems to be different ways of collecting these ability points. So you'll be able to spend them in your skill system. What do you think of this, George?
More ways are better. It's like, for example, Elder Scrolls Online did like that. They did you could get them by doing quests. You like the whatever skill, I can't remember.
Skill points.
Skill points. You get them by doing quests or going to
Sky Shards.
And stuff like that. It's not Way Shards. Yeah, Way Shards. Were they Way Shards?
Sky Shards.
Sky Shards. I haven't played it for so long. I forgot the name. And Sky Shards and stuff. So the more different ways of collecting these points are better because then it's like it gives you more options to play the game. If you want to just tank ability, you'd be doing the same thing over and over if there's only one way. But if there's multiple ways to get, you can just kind of do your own little thing while getting the abilities at the same time. It doesn't like focus you to the one play route, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can do what you want and you'll get these ability. Not have to wait to get the ability points. It's kind of do what you want.
Agreed. So what we see next up is that we actually see Talion performing a back kick, and it seems to be.
I need to see that because I did not see that.
it's later on. It actually seems to be by command. It doesn't seem to be. Well, it's not a cutscene kind of thing. It's actually where an opponent's coming from the back of him, and then he kicks him in the face, and then the orc goes flying down. So it looks to be a counter move, a counter animation. We actually saw it twice, I think. Yeah, we have, because I put 2 times next to this. So yeah, we actually did see it twice, where Talion kicks the opponent, and he's got one less person to deal with. So another range of combat. Well, it's kind of an element. What, are you kind of glad there's more kind of different ways, or could you not care?
I like more ways, more possibilities. You don't want the kind of the same counter all the time, if you know what I mean. So if it is if it is a counter, you kind of want different ways of how that counter can happen. Like one thing you can do, like by chopping him and pushing him back and chopping his head off. Next thing you like give him back. You can more stuff, but better.
Yeah, it's like Assassin's Creed, like in my opinion, failed in this route. Like with the counter, it always seemed to be the same. On Assassin's Creed 4, it always seemed to be the same 3, where you like twist your sword around and push him away, or you flip your sword around and disarm him, or you flip your sword around and execute him. That's what it seemed to be all the time. It didn't seem to be different. So yeah, and we actually see a death of Talion be in process, and Michael Deplaty just kind of described what goes on and everything like that, and the guy seemed thought it was like, oh, this is a good system. But what we found out is that where we get resurrected is in a forge tower. I don't know anything about these forge towers. Nothing's been said of them before. This is the first time we've heard about it, but at least we know now where we get resurrected. And I think a forge tower is basically a safe zone. I think that's kind of what it seems to be.
Like, I also like to see, he also emphasises like when you kind of die, time does move forward. He kind of likes to emphasise that it's not you die, repeat. We've said it before, but I've said it a few times in our videos, but it's like it's like that's how it definitely works, and it's like time will change. Like he also says about, like you said before, like at the start of the game, it'll look a bit more lush and green, but when it follows on and when more you die and more time goes on, it'll look more and more rough.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like how Michael Deplaty described it as. He said like you seen what would happen to Middle Earth if Sauron won the War of the Ring. Like you're seeing this huge transition of Mordor coming from this like kind of greeny area to this barren wasteland, which is good. Okay, so that's the end of the gameplay from IGN and from the interview with Michael Deplaty. We move on to the PlayStation Access interview. There's not a lot of news that come about it, but Bob from Monolith said a few stuff about it. He said that we actually see quite a few flashbacks into the time where Celebrimbor and Sauron created the Rings of Power. Yeah, so we were saying that we see quite a few flashbacks to when Celebrimbor and Sauron created the Rings of Power. What do you think about seeing these in the story, George?
It's good because we know who Celebrimbor is and that he actually created Rings of Power, so it's obviously they're going to reference that and that stuff. So it might be. Yeah. It's
good for the Silmarillion readers because it's the first time any of them are going to actually get to see this in movie form in a way, because like there's no Silmarillion film or anything, so this is kind of the first time they're going to be able to see it. And so it means more of Sauron in his fair elven form, which is pretty cool.
Which is I know, Matt. Like it's not a big deal to me because I haven't read all the Lord of the Rings books and all that, but I'm getting to it, so I might try and read it before Shadow of Mordor comes out, so I get more of a like, oh my god, this is so here kind of thing. But to you, it's a big thing, but to me, it's like, oh, okay.
To anyone who I think has read the Silmarillion, this is kind of a huge thing, really. This is kind of showing the whole meaning of the book.
Is it? Yeah, so it's good.
Yeah. But one thing that we do see is we see an orc with an invulnerable to sneak trait, as Talion is sneaking up behind him and he tries to stab him, and then the orc just turns around and blocks him and pushes him away, and it comes up with invulnerable to sneak. So
to me, that's really good because it means you have to do different playstyles to different kind of orcs. Obviously, like you might be a sneaky person, but sometimes you might have to be forced to do your all guns blazing kind of style.
Exactly.
You have to change it out sometimes and think, okay, I can't do this with something else.
Exactly.
Then you have to think strategically about it again.
Exactly. Like you were saying, it adds more tactics and more meaning to what you're actually doing.
Yeah, you have to think.
Like,
There's no repetitive like, oh, go to him and do the exact same thing you did with last thing. You have to think about his weaknesses and what you could possibly play around with that.
yeah. Like
It's like a football team playing against a football team. You can't play the same style you played with last team. You have to play around how they play and stuff. So
unless you're like one of the best teams in the world and you play your way, or unless you Stoke. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, this is like an aspect where Skyrim, in my opinion, failed dramatically. Like they did. If you was good at sneaking, like really good at sneaking, you'd win every single battle, no matter who you were with. Because have you seen that video, George, where the guy is caught? He sneaked to 100 and got that 15 times damage trait.
no.
Oh well, he sneaks up on a dragon, and stabs him once with a dagger, and he kills him in one shot because he's got that 15 time trait.
It's like dead. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
exactly. So if that's where it's an aspect of where that game failed, and this game's not going to have that problem because it's different per enemy, which is exciting and adds to immersion.
Yes. I like different styles is a lot better and more options of how you play. It's like they're trying to get really rid of repetitiveness in this game. They want every time you play different, so you don't get bored of a game after a couple of hours. They really want to sort that out.
Exactly. And another thing that we see is ghouls that are known for just living in Mordor and in the south end of Rhûn. And we actually see them coming out with the ground, and that orc shit himself. He ran away. He was fighting Talion, and he saw these ghouls coming out, and he just thought, nah. So he just ran off. And then Talion ran after him. And just got him.
It looks like when when we went golfing and I hit that golf ball over that house. When I just look around and you see you like run. That's what it was like. It's like fuck this shit. I'm getting out of here. No, by the way, for some context, but I was shit at golf and I couldn't hit the ball further away. So I wonder if I can get this over like with no chance. And I hit it perfectly. It goes miles into someone's garden, so we peg it.
Yeah.
We actually peg it. So, yeah.
So yeah, it's a good little nostalgic thing if you read a bit about them. There's only little whispers of them by Tolkien, so it's good to see them, and it seems to be something that Monolith have kind of aspired on to do themselves. I don't think they're going to play a major part. I think they're just going to be a small interruption every now and then. And I think it's going to be dependent on the zone you're in. I think some people have been saying they think that's what it's going to be, a trait per zone, and they think ghouls is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, right. That is all the new gameplay, interviews, and all that news from this week, and there's quite a lot to digest there. There's quite a lot of new stuff. But what we're going into now is it's news that saddens me. It's a season pass. George?
Yeah. Yes. Season pass.
Season pass. Right. First, before we go into what it offers, I'm going to say, well, no, we'll say what it offers first, and then we'll say how much it costs. Right. It offers early access to challenge modes, new story missions, and access to future content. The first of these is the Guardians of the Flaming Eye Orc Warband mission, which gives a player an opportunity to unlock the Rising Flame Room. 2 new story missions have also been announced: Lord of the Hunt, which makes you hunt Mordor's beasts and explores the landscape, and the Bright Lord, which allows you to play as the great elven smith Calimbrimor. Other benefits of the Season Pass include early access to the Trials of War Challenge series, which allows you to face off the legions of Sauron's forces before posting on a global leaderboard, and the usual promise of future runes, skins, and new add-on content. I've just paused. Well, the price of this is £19.99 in England and $24.99. So you're getting all this stuff for an extra 20 quid. Well, first of all, George, before we go talk about the content you're getting included, what is your take on the whole season pass thing?
I don't like season passes. I never really have, but I see why we do it because it works. Loads of games have done it. Loads of people have done it correctly. Like I've got money, a lot of money. Call of Duty started it. They got a shit ton of money of it. So all these other companies are like, oh, they did it. We'll try it, and it's just gonna work. I don't like it, but it works, and we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna stop doing it because just life, how it works.
I hate it with an absolute passion. There's no there isn't a reason for it. There's such the people go on like, oh, it's all about making money. Well, they're making enough money from the game copies as it is. It's not. If anything, I think this is pushing people away to go to pay an extra £20 to get extra stuff in. It's just not good. When you buy a game, you should get the game. It's like buying a film, and then going like, oh, you wanted to see these last 10 minutes of the film, or you can't. You have to pay an extra £20 for it. It's ridiculous.
You could also say it's like every extenders cut, though, like for DVD, you get all these like an extra unseen footage, all these director's cuts. That's kind of the same thing.
It's not really, because it's actually extra missions in the game. So like and you're getting like other it's just stupid.
I don't agree with it, but we're not going to do it because we get a lot of money. The people upstairs who get more money, who get more percentage of a game, if the more money it gets, will go, hey, you got to do this, and we're like, oh, do we have to? And they'll be like, yes.
Yeah, but I swear we didn't have any of this back in the days of PlayStation 2.
No, because there wasn't really online access back then.
No, but there was no real way to go into that site to buy one version of the game, or you can buy the bigger version of the game.
It's because it's how it just happened. That's like Call of Duty. Gaming got really mainstream when Call of Duty happened. I mean, big games got mainstream, and Call of Duty actually became money whores. So they did these season pass DLCs and everything, and they found it worked. So like EA was like, oh, and then it worked for that season ticket where you pay £20, you get a game, you get to play the game 5 days early. That worked. Those companies have seen that, and it works for them because they buy it even though they disagree with it. So all these people upstairs are like, oh, we're going to get more money if we do this, so we'll do it.
It's bullshit. It's a fucking con. It's like it's exploiting your customers.
I know it is. That's why I'm not disagreeing with that. But
like these are the people that your customers are people you're supposed to get on with. It's just ridiculous. Oh, hang on, 1 second.
Okay, I forgot where we are.
Right, so after talking about the general season pass concept, let's talk a bit about the cost. Do you think £20? Yeah.
For all the content, if they had to take it out, I thought £20 for what you get, and like you're gonna get future DLC as well and other skins. It's not that bad, to be fair, but the fact if they had to do it, it's not the worst price. I've seen games do a lot more.
Yeah, like in my mind, I can see the game's going to be. What, £50 is it going to be? So like for nearly half the game price, I think it's a bit excessive. Like you get, to be fair, you get a bit.
Yeah, but
like still.
It's just like, for example, when they released the map pack, it was £12, and you got 4 maps. That was it.
Yeah.
So compared to, I know what you're saying. For the continuous half price, it's a bit excessive. But when you think about what other games are charged.
Oh yeah, for like, what was it? Watch Dogs, for an extra hour of content. How much was it? A tenner, was it, for an extra hour of content for the PlayStation 4?
I can't remember. No, it was just PlayStation 4 exclusive. Just because you got a PS4, you got an extra.
No, it wasn't. No, because there was Watch Dogs without that. It's called the Breakthrough Pack, yeah, and then you got Watch Dogs where you got the extra 60 minutes. Because I was a fool and got the extra 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but personally, plus some of it, it's kind of like tricking you into is like early access to the Trials of War Challenge series, which is like basically Horde mode. So you're gonna get that a few days earlier. So, to me, well, you get. Let's see what you go through.
Well, keep going.
You get the Guardians of the Flaming Eye Orc Warband mission, which gives players opportunity to unlock a Rising Flame rune. So you get a mission in a rune, 2 new story missions, Lord of the Hunt and the Bright Lord. So really, get 3 missions and a rune, and early access, and a couple of skins for 20 quid.
Well, to be fair though, but what I can't say, I bought the season pass. To be fair, and that, well, you guys did, and you got a pack 1 week for every 24 weeks. But the thing with this, it also tells you that you get future content as well. And most time with season pass, you do get, if they do release a DLC, because you bought that season pass, you'll get that DLC for free.
Yeah, I hope.
If they release like a huge, like an extra 2-hour DLC Dragon Ball kind of size thing, you should get that free. If they don't do it for free, I'll be pretty pissed. But
Oh yeah, same. Yeah, I
it
hope
does
that's
say
the case.
future. It does say future content as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, a new and future add-on content. Yeah, you get skins. Let's be honest. I couldn't give a shit. Future runes. Yeah, I'm not fussed about them, to be honest. But I'm gonna be a fool and pay it because I'm so interested in this game. Even though the concept disgusts me, but I want to play as Kalimba more back in the day.
Yeah,
Playing-
I'll probably do the exact same thing because it's just more of a game, and we want to cover the game. And for review-wise, you can also say, is it worth a season pass? Yeah, it could be a part for you. For us, it's a thing, and kind of for a lot of Rings fans, you'll probably buy it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just when you're following a game this long, you kind of like feel a bit obliged. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Elder Scrolls Online where you pay an extra 20 quid so you can be a race and can own a horse, for fuck's sake. You are getting stuff, but I still think the price is a bit excessive. Okay, right, but first off, I just before we go into our community segment, I just want to shout out to a channel called Spartan Crew Gaming. He's got quite a lot of Shadow Mordor videos. If you want to check him out, check him out. Okay, George, should we go into the questions and then we'll finish off the episode right there?
Okay, so some of the questions is Edward Ochoa? I don't know. Eduardo. We'll call you Eduardo because your last name's too confusing. Do you guys know if the game we've been in different languages? I mean, audio and subtitles for people like in Mexico, Spanish. Anyway, awesome video, guys! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Thank you.
Okay, right. We have had this question before, I believe.
I'm sure.
Quite,
Yeah, I thought we did.
Quite a while ago.
Yeah, I don't know if they're actually if they're
No,
actually doing it. Have I confirmed
I've got
it?
the list. I've got the list of languages here. So we've got Spanish, so you can be happy. You can play the game quite. There's Italian, Portuguese, French, Russian, Norwegian, and Swedish. Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna sitting next to my computer for all the questions.
Yeah, so they're the ones confirmed for now.
Confirmed for now. So, no, this is not a bog standard language. If I was going to put this bit of languages, and most people, I don't reckon the quality of the voice acting will not be as good as in every language, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I would have paid a lot. And what a lot of foreign people still playing English because they understand it, and we'll just get some cheap Spanish guy to speak.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be.
The voiceover won't match the animation. Well, I don't think.
No, I don't. This isn't going to be like if you buy the English copy, you're going to have like you've got the ability to play it in Russian. I think if you buy the Russian version, it'll be in Russian. If you buy the Spanish version, it'll be in Spanish. It's going to be in that kind of way.
I just don't think it'll be on the disc, and you select some settings language. That's what most games do, and it's probably the easiest way to do
like
it.
FIFA, they only do it in. What was it like when you go to click select the language you begin to? Was it English, French, and Norwegian on it? But then if you go to Mexico, you've got it available in Spanish in that. So.
Fair enough. So yeah, it's going to be in Spanish. Is it? Next question. A wiki contributor. How many zones do you think there'll be in the game?
You think 4, don't you, George? That's what you said before. So the question was, how many zones do you think there'll be in the game, George?
I don't actually know because I don't know much about Mordor. So you saw what was it? What did we see him play through? What zone was it?
We saw the Sea of Nern zone.
Sea of Nern zone. And how big is that in Mordor?
The Sea of Nern is pretty big. It's pretty much the southeastern point.
So
That's pretty much what it is.
if it's the full Mordor, there'll be quite a few. Like I can't really know what percent. Like have known compared to Mordor for me, but I'd say 5, 6.
Yeah, to me, by the look of the interactive map that they released a bit ago, it seems that there's going to be 4, maybe 5. What I think there'll be is Lithlad, Gorgoth, Rovenian, Udin, and Dagorlad. They're the ones I think there'll be. So that's what it looks like. But they may include Ash Mountains as a zone, but I doubt they'll do that. So, but they could do that. Sea of Nern obviously being Lithlad. So yeah.
But read next question. I'm not reading questions anymore because my room's got some really bad interference from the internet, so I've had to move.
Okay, right. So this is from Glowing the Great. What has been your favourite part of news that has come from Gamescom?
You go first, Connor.
For me, I'd say the one that was in Michael Deplatier's demo with IGN, where he said that there's going to be an orc hierarchy per zone, because originally I was under the impression that was going to be it for the whole game, and it was going to be quite a big worry that it's not going to be many at all. So now that I know that there's going to be a hell of a lot of enemies, it's good to get that confirmation, and it's kind of like my hidden worry that was resolved.
Yeah, my favourite part is not a part what's just got announced at Gamescom, but a part what Gamescom made look more for abilities and fighting and combat. Just what they released at Gamescom looks really good. The gameplay, combat is smooth. Wait to play the combat.
It does look very actually. I agree. They have shown quite a lot more Wraith abilities that we'll probably touch upon a bit next week. We haven't really got time this week for the episode, so there's a lot. I agree, it does look good, and if you've seen it throughout the video, you probably think it looks good as well. So we go to our final question, which is the Black Hand, and do you have any worries for the game? If so, what worries? This is. Do you want to go first, George? It's a good question, I think. I like this question.
Do I have any worries? The game just, in game-wise, in fact, the game is not enough, and they don't make another one. Maybe that's one thing I can think of.
Another what? Sorry.
Like if it just does not, even if it might be a good game, people just don't buy it, and they just stop supporting the game and stuff like that, and they stop. Maybe not with the second one. I don't know. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. I have to think about that a bit more.
Yes. But... So, as a business standpoint, you think not selling enough copies to make the game big enough?
Like franchise making possibly more missions or stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the way you said it was like a way of like a good view. But if you said it, if a fanboy said it, I'd be like, oh yeah, typical fanboy comment. Yeah, well, like I've just said a few times, this kind of this episode that there wasn't going to be enough enemies. But for me now is that there won't be enough. Like I don't know. It's kind of like hard to explain. Like not enough like kind of like missions in the air. Like not dense enough, if you know what I mean.
No, like, yeah, not enough dense enough. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it's like it's all well and good having this loads of land, but if there's not enough content to fill it, then it's going to be ineffective. It's going to be cardboard scenery, as Total Biscuit would say.
Yeah.
So I agree. Which looks pretty, but at the end of the day, it's ineffective, and you've got nothing to kind of like delve into while you're there, and that's kind of my worry. But another worry is that they don't go too much into the films. Like they don't like start relating it at stupid points. Like I don't know, say like you through one point in the game, you go like you go to Mount Doom and go, this is the one place where the Ring of Power could be destroyed, and then it'll do a stupid flashback to Isildur, that scene that you see loads of times in the films. So like yeah, things like that I want to enjoy. So like, I'd say that. Them two are my main worries. You have one to chip in now, George, at the end?
Not really. Not really. I can't really think of more than that. Your points is quite good as well. If I had time to think about it, I'd probably thought of them. So
yeah. So that just supports the theory that my brain is faster paced than George's.
Yeah, probably is.
Yeah.
You only got a grade history. No, you got a B.
What?
Shit.
I got a B in history. Yeah.
Shit, you got 2 grades better than me in history. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, I meant streetwise, but
you know. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring up this story from London. If we weren't there, if do you know if we led you in charge of instructions, like
I'll be screwed. Okay, we'll be screwed. But you've been to London before. We'd
be there now. But I know, but like this is what happened, right? We'd go on a tube, and then we go like 6 stops till we get off, because you could see on the map how many stops it is.
I'm looking at the map.
After 3 stops to go. How many stops now, Connor? How many stops now, Connor?
Fuck you. Fuck you. And you got to experience that all over again.
Yeah.
Like Eurogamer.
Like, but yeah, another one. When I said to George, this is where the London Marathon finishes. This is the London Marathon finishes down this road. And like, bearing in mind, I'm 16 and not very athletic. He goes to me, "Did you run it? Did you run it?" Of course I haven't run it. It's like a bloody super fit athlete thing to do. And then I just go, "Yeah, it was quite tough." And then I couldn't keep it up, so I was like, "You fucking idiot!"
Hey, One Fat Boy Run did it.
One Fat Boy Run's a fucking film.
I'm sure people can do it if they want to.
You can see, and you saw, you have to train for it.
Yeah, you have to train for it.
Yeah, but like, come on. Look at me.
Fuck you. Fuck you. And we're ending the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe.
And also, subscribe to join the fellow Decorants. Goodbye.